Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope y'all are all doing well. Um, been a crazy day, so good to be on the chat. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We've got Ranger 10 trigger bar in the house, dirt track so far. I'm sure more people will hop in, and we'll give you a little shout out. I guess it's just kicking on here. Maybe it was delayed a little bit. What do y'all think about the mood lighting? I used to do that a lot, and then I stopped doing it. So I thought I'd break out the mood lighting. I'm going to be on the Turkey's Opinion chat this evening. Tonight we've got Bullet Bourbon. So I also like Bullet. It's got a little more bite, so I do like it as well. And it's been a while since I've had it, so I picked up a big bottle of it because I couldn't find any Buffalo Trace, of course. Hello, High Gear Guy. How are you? Floridians in the house. Ranger saying, who wants to take target practice at the drones? Yeah, no shit. That's pretty crazy. What's up, DB? How are you? Yeah, they said that some of them are like the size of cars and stuff, and I guess one of them crashed. That's what I keep seeing on X. I don't know if that's true, but supposedly one of them crashed, and they've got a bunch of stuff shut down. So I don't know, man. That's crazy though. Be out there, it'd be a hell of a lot of target or fun target practice there. But also I got a gift from a subscriber slash friend. Little Christmas ornament. Let y'all guess what it is. Put my hand up here so you can see it. I asked my wife which one of the three trees I can put it on, and she wasn't too happy about that. Let's see here. Also, we've got some new things to talk about. Frosty balls. Yeah, they're actually just regular balls. They're probably looking frosty on that light. But yeah, it's a ball sack. I think it's pretty funny. What's up, US Vet? Says I'm here. Hope all is well with y'all. Yeah, we're hanging in there. Did have my heater go out um, in the house. I mean, it hasn't been like 30 degrees or anything here, but it's well at night it has been. But yeah, it's been pretty cold. So the igniter went out in the furnace. So got that fixed. So 2A nuts. Yep. Hello, Armsman. How are you? Y'all need a good holster. That is the man. You can use BJGG10. I'll save you 10% off and free shipping. Let's see here. But yeah, we're going to get into it. I wanted to ask y'all what y'all thought about the new Ruger, because I've had a lot of people asking me about the new Ruger slash Magpul pistol. I don't know if y'all seen it. It's a Glock clone, off the Gen 3. It's coming in gray. MSRP is $399, or not MSRP. I'm sorry. It's selling for 399 green beans. I guess we'll say that because YouTube gets all freaked out if you say prices. But hello, Unit 4. How are you? Yep, same shit, different day. I think my opinion on it is if Magpul, and this is kind of where I was going with this. Yes, it's a Glock clone. Okay, we all know that. But it does have a removable trigger group, so that's kind of cool. They didn't really show, or I didn't see it on James's video, but he didn't really show how it comes out or whatever, but it looks like just one pin, and then maybe it just lifts out. But if they do come out with all of the frames with all the multicolors, green, orange, pink, whatever you want, that would be pretty cool because a lot of people like to do that. But if they come out with a chassis, kind of like a flux concept, but maybe their spin on it, I think that's going to be a pretty big deal for them. So I think that could pull some shares towards them. So, it's got metal sights with a high vis on the front, or like a glow in the dark, tritium vial in it. It does have steel sights. Supposedly has a better trigger. So, I mean, am I a Glock fanboy? Am I going goo goo over it? No, But like I said, if they start offering all these other options, and of course we have SHOT Show coming up at the end of January. So if they start having all these options and all these different things that you can get for it, you can kind of like maybe even do like a combo kit where you get like the chassis, like the Flux type chassis, and then the gun, and kind of get it all in a combo pack. That might be kind of cool. I think it would be cool to have all of that in the Magpul booth, for SHOT Show, kind of saying, hey, we've got all of this we can offer for it. And if they had a Glock 19 frame where you could buy the frame, put the 17 round mags in it if you want to, that'd be cool. I did see that the mags, or excuse me, the frames, they've already got two versions on the site. They already come in gray, but I guess they've got the gray and the black on their site. And I think somebody said they were $40. So, if they start making a bunch of colors, I mean, I think people would buy them or buy it and just to have the different colored frames. There's a lot of people that like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think it's probably a pretty good option. Ruger's got a good warranty, and Magpul, their furniture and stuff's pretty quality. I mean, I like Magpul stuff. So who knows? I mean, could be kind of cool. But anyway, that's my opinion. I just look at it as, yes, it's another Glock clone. A lot of people are like, oh, who cares? But it's another option, and I always like options. So there's always someone looking for something out there, and I think that's cool if it takes off. Like I'm hoping they let it take off. And then I could also see them coming out with a slimline, like a 43X version, and then doing the same thing with that. So, that might be kind of cool. I agree with you, DB. I really, really, really do like my Recover Tactical, the 2020 for my 17L. I mean, it works very, very well for me. And I'm not really a Sig fanboy, as y'all all know. So, I wouldn't personally have the Flux just because I'm not a Sig fanboy. But I do like the Recover 2020. I don't like the one that you open up the clamshell and put your gun in it. I like the minimalistic of the 2020 Recover Tactical. But it's very stable, for what it is, and I like it. I mean, I shoot it well, no issues. So, let's see here. Oh, here's an update from Brian. Brian says, battery about dead, still in MUSC Charleston, had PCDF from C2 to T2. Big ass surgery with 7 levels fused on back of neck with C2-C7 ACDF 3 fusion surgeries from 2010 to 2015 front of neck. Damn. Man, I hope they're getting you squared away. God dang. That's awful, man. Well, we're praying for you, Brian. Hang in there, buddy. I know that sucks, especially right here at Christmas time. Pranic is in the house. Pranic, don't let me forget. Next week I will get you that stuff. I've got you a box of shit. So don't let me forget. Remind me. And we'll meet up sometime next week and I'll give you that. I cleaned out a whole bunch of shit. So. And you and your buddy can go through it. Hello, William Carter. How are you? Whoops. Damn, come on. What is it doing here? It's delaying for some reason. Armsman said, my initial impression was, another clone. But if what I hear Magpul is releasing for it is true, I'll be interesting and will get my attention. Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's what I was saying. If they do that, they haven't said that. I'm just talking out my ass saying what they should do. I don't know, about the Flux type, and I mean, I don't know about all that other stuff. I was just saying that's what they should do for this launch and have it at SHOT Show available. If they do that, I think it's gonna take off, and I think people are gonna buy it. Yeah, Pranic, I've got all that stuff just sitting at the front, like right beside my front door, so I won't forget it. Rich V is saying, besides your recent tribute guns, is the CZ Shadow 2 Compact one of your three favorites? I would say, Rich V, y'all, you know that I have plenty of guns and I like a lot of my guns and all that other stuff. But I would say, and I was actually going to do a video on it, but I'll just go ahead and sneak it out now, for the family members out there, because, we all talk amongst ourselves. And I think I should give y'all the heads up, because you're loyal and, I love you guys. I feel, this is my opinion, I feel that the Shadow 2 Compact is probably the gun. I mean, and I didn't get it till this year, but I think that is my gun of 2024. Honestly, out of all the guns I've gotten or I have, I mean, I love all my other guns. I mean, don't take it the wrong way, but I think if you're looking at a great gun for your collection, I mean, I'll say it now. And it's sitting right there. I've been carrying it now for about two and a half weeks, I think, or 2 weeks. It is an awesome gun. So the Shadow 2 Compact, now with the lock grips and the magwell, for me, just because of my hand size, most people won't need, they might not need that. I still recommend those. It is a phenomenal gun. And of course, the Armsman holster is awesome. I do have the TLR7 HLX on there, which is the 1,000 lumen small light, which I absolutely love. So I'm rocking that, and the lock grips and the mag release extension and things like that. It's a phenomenal gun. I mean, out of the box, it is phenomenal. So, and I do recommend the Impact Machine mount, the optic mount. That thing is awesome. I've tried that other one, that cheap ass one that was a piece of shit. So I've got a video if y'all haven't seen it. I will not recommend that one. But the Impact Machine one is legit, and their taller front sight. I'm sold. I mean, it has not moved. I've got it marked. Y'all know that I witness mark all of my stuff, and it has not moved once, and the gun shoots phenomenally. So I highly recommend that gun. So I don't know what else I can say. Armsman is saying the CZ Shadow 2 Compact is definitely a top 3. I mean, honestly, y'all know that I love my Shadow 2 full size, but I think if you're trying to get one that's kind of like a jack of all trades, I would say the Shadow 2 Compact, because it'll do the exact same thing the big one is, because if you put an optic on it, your iron sight radius or your length of barrel is not that critical, so to say. Pranic is saying MPA. Yeah, I mean, I love my MPAs. Armsman is saying Staccato XC DWX and CZ Shadow 2 Compact. I mean, if I had to pick my top 3, just my top 3 for right now, I would say my Glock 19X with, and these are in no particular order, Glock 19X with the Radiant Comp. I shoot that thing really, really good. I really love that gun, believe it or not. I'm talking carry options. I really do like the shadow systems. I don't know if this thing's buffering or not. I really do like the shadow system CR920 XP. I just haven't proven it out. It's got right at about 1,000 rounds through it. I just want to shoot it even more, but it's been a phenomenal gun so far after the break-in. And I'm liking it. Can't believe I'm saying this for a thin gun, but I do like it. But is it like a top contender yet? No. So I would say P10C, Glock 19X, and the Shadow 2 Compact. Those are probably my top 3 carry guns. Hello, Norwood. How are you? Oh yeah, Pranic shot mine, so he's familiar with it. Yeah, William Cotter is saying the same thing. Norwood. I mean, for the price, man, it is really hard to beat. And I'll say this, y'all have seen it. I put, the Shadow 2 Compact against my MPA, which is, a $3,500 gun. It hung with it all day long. I've already shot it against my Staccato C2. It pretty much hung with it. Now, the triggers are better in the Staccatos because they're single action, okay? But that trigger is not far off on that Shadow 2 compact either. But I don't think you can go wrong with it. I highly recommend it. O'Hara Gear Guy said, put an RMR on my Shadow 2 compact and love it using the impact machine plate. Yeah, I mean, the plates, like I said, the plates are legit. And if you want to save anything, if you need a plate, and he makes them for all kinds of guns, you can use Big J. It's BJGG10 at Impact Machine. That'll save you 10% off. I don't make anything on it, but it helps y'all. I want to share some wealth with y'all. You can get a discount, get it. Yeah, and the DWX compact, I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad gun. I just, for the Shadow 2, and I mean, I like double action, single action. I know some people don't. And I'm sure the DWX is a fantastic gun. I just don't have really any experience shooting it, so I don't really want to talk out my ass. So I'm sure it's a fantastic gun. Armsman is saying, man, I love the G19X 45 also and the AXG. I think my top 3 changes every month. Yeah. I had some dumbass doctor that said, I think he can go home today and have home healthcare checks in on him. I can't stand up by myself, can't walk myself, and yet to get a toilet by myself. Yeah, I was going to say, you don't need to go home, man. We don't need you falling and hurting yourself. That sucks. Unit 4 is saying, odd question. There's no odd questions. Odd question. Have you ever had a pistol that you shoot well that you didn't like for any other reason? Yes. I don't hold any punches. And I mean, and here's, I guess there's a caveat to this. So I'll kind of flip this in there. Y'all all know that I love my CZ Shadow, or excuse me, CZ TSO. I loved it. It was a fantastic gun, shot incredible trigger, the whole works. So I'm talking about the CZ Shadow 2, or excuse me, CZ TSO, Tactical Sport Orange. Single action gun, phenomenal gun. But did it do anything that my Shadow 2 full size didn't, or my 2011s didn't, like my Staccato P? No, it was simply a target range gun. I really couldn't carry it because it was so big. It doesn't have a light rail on it, so I couldn't put a light on it, where I could with the Shadow 2 full size and the compact and my 2011s. So for me, there wasn't any reason to keep it. So I sold it. I kept it for a long time. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Even put the optic, mount on it, the gas pedal, the whole works, the racker, put some money in it. But at the end of the day, it kind of only served one purpose. So I enjoyed shooting it. It was a fantastic gun, but it didn't do more that these other guns wouldn't do. So, I would say that. Like I said, I will never discredit the TSO. It's an incredible gun, but it kind of only serves one purpose. Yeah, and when you deal with the bulls, I mean, the bulls are cool. I've shot them. I really like them, but also that proprietary mag. They are hard to acquire, but with their proprietary mag, that's kind of a turnoff for me because I have other 2011s and I've got so many 2011 mags. I wouldn't want to invest in, proprietary bull mags. That's another turnoff for those guns, just for me. US Vet says, I love my HK VP9 and Mechanic SFT Pro. I'm liking my Sig P365 380 for pocket carry or mailbox protection. I rented a G41 last week and was impressed. Exploring for my first 45 cal. There you go. I mean, I love 45. I know I still catch shit for it all the time. People are like, what the hell are you shooting a 45 for? Man, I'm old school. Do y'all notice anything different in the background other than the lights? Can't believe nobody said anything yet. Figure that'd be the first thing people would say. And the title of chat tonight was, "Is it even worth it?" Um, that kind of has a lot of meaning behind it. Is it even worth it? Um, and it's not a negative statement, but kind of like we've talked about in the past, is it even worth it to have a whole bunch of ARs or a whole bunch of pistols of kind of the same flavor, so to say? Is it worth it to have like 15 9mm pistols? So, um, but that's kind of where I was going with it. Is it even worth it? Pranic says, I only have one range queen and it's a TSO. TSOs are great guns. I'm not discrediting that gun. I'm really not. It is a fantastic gun. But that is kind of what it serves. Would I use it for home defense? No, because I can't put a light on it. Um, is it a attack driver? Yes. But is it anything that my 2011s won't do? My 2011s are attack drivers too, but I can put a light on it. I can carry them, a little more simplistic. No, I mean that I shot my TSO awesome. I mean, I've got, it's like I said, it was a great gun. I just was like, man, it got more and more when I was shooting the 2011s and shooting other guns, and even did comparisons to the Shadow 2 and the TSO, and I was putting up the same exact groups, and I'm just like, it just served one function, and I kind of like guns to have other functions. I'm not saying you can't have a range toy. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just I'm just like, man, it just I guess I had so many guns contending, but offered more benefit as well. Yep, you do you, boo. Exactly. Yeah, I always say that. TSO is sharp. Yeah, I mean, I had mine fixed up and all that stuff. Whoever got it, supposedly someone bought it, and I've heard rumors or from other people that they've seen it on YouTube videos. My old TSO with the orange optic and the lock grips, the orange grips. Somebody said they saw it on YouTube videos. So whoever bought it, I guess, has done some videos with it, saying that they bought it. I don't know who this person is. I haven't seen them, so I don't know. Let's see here. DB is saying, I've been cleaning up the collection over the last year myself. Yeah, I mean, I, you know, I, I've been doing the same thing. I mean, I'm not getting rid of everything. Don't think that. I'm really, really, really starting to look at my collection and things that I'm just like, man, I just don't give a shit about that gun. I mean, I'm wanting someone else to enjoy it. So I'm getting rid of some of them, or I had gotten rid of some of them. Oh, Armsman. Yeah, he saw a short. That's right. Armsman said he saw a short on my old TSO. Big J, did you see the new range toy that CZ has out now? Yeah, I think it's the Shadow Target. That's kind of for the IS or IPSC or whatever they have overseas. It's not optic ready. I mean, it serves me no purpose, but I have seen it, seen pictures of it. I mean, it's cool. I think it's another cool option, but would I buy it? Personally, no. I have no reason to have it. But if you do want like just a cool rail gun, or you want to get it milled and then have a long barrel Shadow 2, that could be a cool option. DB is saying, got a few regular EDC like hammers and a few range queens, even picked up a Colt Gold Cup national match, 1911. That's cool. I used to shoot the hell out of those things. I really love those guns. I shot one in 38 Super, and I really liked it a lot. Captain Phil says, to answer the question, is it worth it? I looked at my safe and saw a lot of just black AR style rifles. I decided to impose a diversity and inclusion policy in the safe. I sold about 7 ARs. I hear you, Captain Phil. That's kind of, I'm looking at some of this stuff now. And here's my point, which I'm not saying for a lot of other people. I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but, I am getting older. So I look at it now. If something were to happen to me, okay, and my wife and kid had to deal with all my shit, I mean, all the multiple safes full of shit and bins full of shit, they would be like, what in the hell are we going to do? They'd have to call Harry, humble marksman and freaking armsman and everybody and be like, what is this shit? You know, and I just, there's certain guns that I will never get rid of and they will be passed down, such as the 97B, you know, ARs, some really nice stuff. And I want my grandkids and all that to have that stuff. So I get it. But some of this stuff that's just like you could go down to the store and pick it up daily, I'm just not interested in keeping it anymore. I'm just really, really not. It just seems like a waste of my time, honestly. I've already gotten rid, I guess when I started getting rid of stuff way back when, I've already gotten rid of one safe. It was one of my smaller safes. So, now I've got, I guess, 4 big safes. I just want to start, dwindling some of that down over time. Da, 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 da. Let's see. How do you get out of dark mode in settings? Please no smart-ass responses. I felt nothing but SA since being in this hospital. Dark mode. I keep mine in dark mode. It's in the settings, I believe. I think you go into settings. Let me see. I'm not sure on that. I put mine in dark mode, but I can't remember how to do it, honestly. Is it layouts? You go into settings and then you go into layouts, maybe. No, that's not it. I'm in StreamYard. I can't remember, Brian. I think it's in settings. I think you go into settings and take it from dark mode back to white mode or whatever it's called. Yeah, settings and display and brightness. William's saying that, yeah. I hate selling guns, so I'm really picky when buying. Well, and I agree with that, Pranic. But I bought a lot of these guns way back when, and I've had some of them like a really, really long time. When I was buying a whole bunch of stuff, but or had a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I've had guns, a bunch of guns forever. Nothing new, but I'm just like really starting to look at everything and be like, do I really even shoot that? Is it collector? Is it like worth keeping? I'm really starting to have that more of an attitude. I'm still going to have plenty of guns. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just really starting to kind of look at stuff seriously now. And I mean, I could still set up a small, I don't want to say the word, but it starts with an M. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, arms, and I prefer dark mode. I like dark mode too. It kind of just helps with my eyes, I think. I don't know if that's true. Floridian is saying CZ Mafia for life, lock grips code on Plague and Black. Yeah, that's up there, but I'll just point it out because nobody has said a word. It's right there. Right there. Nobody has said a word about that. Kind of stuck that as a little, what do you call them? When you set stuff somewhere. I can't remember the damn word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, not the flag. The flag's been up there. That's my grandfather's. It's a gun. I'm not touching it, YouTube. I'm not touching it. It's way far away from me. But it's in the background. Arslan said, I think tasting guns change in years. I've gotten an entire safe I could get rid of if it wasn't for holsters. Yeah, I mean, I hear you there. I hear you there. Easter egg. Yes, Captain Phil. Gosh, man. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I couldn't think of the damn name. But yes, Easter egg. Yeah, I have a lot of senior moments, so to say. I won't say JB's name. Fuck him. Excuse my language. Yeah, staged, but it's an Easter egg. A lot of car manufacturers put Easter eggs in cars now too, or have been for quite a while. I used to always be curious when a new car or truck came out. I would always find the Easter eggs. Little things I didn't think people would see. Beretta Easter egg. I figured a lot of people would say it was a Beretta. It's not a Beretta. That's the whole point. I wanted it to be a silhouette. I kind of wanted it just sitting back there, ghostly, in the ghostly moment. And that is a gun, I'll just let you have a hint. That is a gun that I will never get rid of. The one that's sitting in the silhouette in the background. I will never get rid of that gun. That will definitely be passed down. I'm surprised Pistol Pete hasn't guessed it yet. He has an infatuation with that gun. Watch him, he'll chime in now. Whoo! Damn, Armsman. I can't believe you went there, man. You know that I'd never have that piece of shit. I'd never have one of those pieces of shit. I'll just give you my true opinion. I am not a SIG guy. I think y'all know that. Ooh, Pistol Pete? Damn, STI 1911? Nope. Come on, Pistol Pete. Damn, I figured you would get, nope, Floridian saying the one you made in honor of your dad. No, it's not the 97B. Pistol Pete, man, you're losing your little niche there, man. Brian, 2017 Ford Escape with 40,000 miles and a blown engine, bad engine motor. No, that's not it. It's your 97. No, it's not the 97. It's not the MPA, William. Come on, man. Man, I figured y'all would guess it right off the bat. Shadow Systems? No, Mr. Barnes, it is not the Shadow Systems. I've done a video on it recently. Armsman is saying CZ75. Nope, it's not the CZ75. Man, I figured it'd be easy for you guys. Oh, watching on your phone. Yeah, I get it. That's probably a very small picture. Okay, I did a video on it not too long ago, like very recently. I give you, Pistol Pete, you should know that right off the bat because you've been asking about it. You were asking about it pretty damn hard. So I figured you'd be the first one to guess it. There you go. Pistol Pete got it. Tanfo Stock 2. That is the Tanfo Stock 2. Pranic came in second. I thought the egg was an Olight. Speaking of that, I was talking to a buddy today. I was talking to Uncle Dan. And look what I found. I do have one that actually still works. Can't believe I found this thing. This is the only Olight that I have that actually freaking works. It is this little Baton, what is it called? The Baton S. This is the only one out of all those freaking Olights I had that worked. So I still have this turd. I found it. Found it the other day. I was digging through boxes, and I'm like, holy shit. And I hit the button. It actually worked. But I did have one of those, I guess one of the earlier ones of those, and the switch went bad. Like not too long after I got it from them, you know, when I was doing testing for them. What's up, J78? How are you, man? Oh, okay. Was asking you if that was a bad model and year of the car. Okay, let me go back to see what it was. I'm sorry, I thought you were guessing that that's what it was on the counter. Hang on, let me go back to your. Okay. 2017 Ford Escape with 40,000 miles and a blown engine, bad engine motor. Are you talking about buying it? If you are, I would pass on it. Yeah, if you're looking at getting it to try to fix it, well, you could probably get a motor from LKQ with low mileage, you know, but sometimes you don't know the history of those. Some of those had blown head gaskets, and they would shit the block, or you know, you're leaking blown head gasket, leaking coolant into the block, and it blow the motor. So that was kind of common on those, or leaking valve covers as well. But unless it's a super great price, I'd pass on it if that's what you're talking about. Not saying they're horrible cars, they're not, but I wouldn't mess with it. Rich B says the struggle with as far as getting rid of guns, and and Virginia is not a friendly state to do private sales, so the easiest thing to do is trade in or sell to a local gun store. They do not offer much. Yeah, and that's another reason what I was saying, is it even worth it? This is what I was going to bring up, okay? And don't hate me. But that is another problem with some of the budget type, or not just budget, but guns that you can just find laying around at any gun store. If you buy them, say you don't like them, get tired of them, you don't want to do a private sale, or you can't do a private sale, when you trade them in, you lose your ass. So either buy those guns used right off the bat, or don't ever get rid of them, because you're going to take a bath on some of those. And that's why I don't really go down the budget realm. Um, way back in the day, I've had the budget guns. People are like, you don't buy anything budget. All your stuff is high end. You know, I have battle scars from budget stuff, where it didn't work correctly or it did work correctly, but I got tired of it. And then you lose your ass on it. So I'm not the budget guy anymore. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I understand people have a budget, and I completely respect that and understand that. I would never discredit, I think, anyone, even if you have to buy a high point to protect your family, buy one. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about as far as collecting, owning, really working that gun. I mean, shooting the shit out of it. Most people who buy guns, they'll shoot 50 rounds in a year. Or, I mean, they're not shooting like I'm shooting or other people are shooting. So a lot of those guns can fail. Not every one of them. Some of them can. Some of them last for a really long time. But, I try to look at guns as an investment, such as watches, cars, things like that. I look at them as investments. So I want to buy something that is going to hold its value and not decrease in value the second you buy it. And a lot of the budget guns, that's what you're buying. You're buying something for $400 that the second you buy it, it's only worth 150 bucks. And that's what I don't do anymore. So that's kind of, I've learned it, got a hat and a t-shirt from it, back in the past. So that's what I don't do. It's not a bad model, and it's not a bad year of the car. As far as the reliability on it, if someone were to put an engine in it, they're kind of known. Those engines aren't the greatest for longevity. That's kind of where I was going with it. But the person that got 40,000 miles out of it, they also might have not ever changed the oil correctly. I mean, there's all kinds of variables there. Oh, it was free with the Balder mini sale. A lot of them were EcoBoost. I don't know if that particular one was, but some of them were EcoBoost back in the day. And the EcoBoost are freaking expensive, because if one turbo goes out, it usually takes both of them out. Florian said had one for 2 years as a company car, so wouldn't buy it as personal. Gotcha. Yeah, that car's not worth that. It had a blown head gasket. That's what I figured. Mother's car won 8,000 for motor. History of blown head gaskets. 100 of 1,000 all had the same problem. Yeah, they're known for that. That's why I wouldn't invest $8,000 in that car. I wouldn't. Not telling you what to do, but that would not be the one that I would buy or replace, unless I could get a used motor really, really cheap and I knew some history on that used motor. I like value, not budget. CZ is my friend. Modified guns and cars usually bring less money than stock too. Well, here's the deal. Depending on what you've done in those, I've actually made money off of accessorized vehicles, depending on what you do to them. So you can get advancements in money that it's worth, but some, yeah, you're just going to give it to the dealership. And then the same with cars. If you trick out a Glock, I mean, they're just going to give you the price of the Glock. So I do agree with that. But a lot of that stuff can be taken off. That's the great thing. You can just take it off, put it back to stock, and then get your stock money. But if it's guns you don't want to disassemble and take all the stuff off, yeah, usually you're just going to give it away with the stuff. Today I had an F-150 come in with no blower at any speeds, and the Chinese blower they put in was wired ass backwards. Man, that does not surprise me. I have actually seen a blower motor run backwards. It was wired backwards, and I'm like, what the hell? And it was making a, I mean, you could, instead of blowing out, it was like sucking shit in the dash. It was pretty crazy. I'm like, what in the hell did they do here? And I've seen them packed with leaves and gum wrappers and all that shit from pulling stuff from the floor. Yeah, those cars were kind of known for that, Brian. That's why I would, you know, sometimes you got to cut your losses on some cars, and that's kind of one of them. Just honestly, normally aspirated engines. That kind of goes back with my racing days. Um, I was a big nitrous guy back in the day. Went to supercharged. Hell, I was carbureted forever. Went to fuel injection, supercharged. Um, Turbos, I ran a little bit of turbos way back in the day on small engines, but once I went to superchargers, I never ran another turbo. But I was a big guy or big block guy with nitrous, and nitrous is not great, but if you sleeve them, they'll hold. And I mean, you could pull a shitload of horsepower out of a 350 or an L or a Z. God dang, I can't even think now. Oh man, my brain is fried. Shit. The Chevy motor that you can put in freaking anything. I don't know why. I can't think right now. My brain is fried, sorry. That crate motors, but I've ran anywhere from 528 Hemis all the way to the Chevy engine I'm trying to think of that people put in everything. God dang. It's a 5.7 engine. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Ranger 10 said, I rattle canned a CZ Scorpion, first gen, did a really good job, had lots of friends wanting to buy, local B&M, didn't want to give me crap for it. Yep. Oh, I hear you. Hello, Keith Kent, how are you, man? I have shot them. I owned an original high power, the Belgium high power. Great guns, awesome, they're really great guns. I'm a big high power fan. I think high powers are great guns. I've only shot the, what is it? The Springfield. It wasn't my gun. I shot the Springfield Browning or the Springfield high power clone. It shot pretty good. I would definitely want to mill it and put a dot on it. And there are companies who do that. No, I wouldn't put 8,000 into that car. It's not worth 8,000, honestly. You've got to look at your price of value. And honestly, that car, I mean, even if it had a good running engine in it, it's very close to even trying to bring $8,000. Turbos for a motorcycle are fun. I've never ridden a motorcycle with a turbo on it. LS. God, thank you, Unit 4. Yes, an LS engine. LS engines are freaking great. They are awesome, depending on the model you get. But yes, the word I was looking for was LS. You can get LS3, LS2, there's different versions of them. Matter of fact, what I'd like to do is find an old Chevy Blazer. I think I've talked about that. Get a Chevy Blazer, put an LS engine in it, lift it, and really trick it out. That's what I'd really like to do. It's just finding one now. I should have bought. I've had opportunities to buy them in the past, and I should have bought them because now people just want stupid money for them. The prices have just gone crazy on them. You can do a lot with an old school 350. I've done tons of stuff with 350. Hell, I had a 350, an old 350 with a 400 turbo transmission, and it was pulling 925 to the rear wheel, to the axle. You can get a shitload of power out of a 350. Hello, Clyde Cumberland. How are you? Yeah, that's what we were talking about, man. I don't know what's going on over there. That's crazy with all that drone crap. I mean, they need to shut that shit down. I'm surprised they haven't gotten the military involved in that crap, just popping those things down because that is insane. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you? J78 says my dad has a K series Blazer. Damn, that's awesome. It was huge like a Bronco back in the late 70s. Yeah, those are awesome trucks. Awesome trucks. That's what I'm talking about. Getting one of those. You know, we had one, what was it, a 78 when I was a kid. We had the K5, and man, it was awesome. I loved it. It had the 350 in it, but I would like to take one of those, put an LS swap in it, and really trick it out. And of course, lift it. You know, I don't want to keep it low. I don't want it crazy, crazy high. Probably do like a, maybe a 4-inch lift, maybe 35s, um, maybe 40s, and really trick it out. That's what I love to do. Well, let's see here. Big J, LS1 or LS98? L88 big block ran in my Corvette when racing long ago. It's dangerous driving normal these days. Yeah, I mean, those things, man, you can pull a shitload of power out of them. I only had one LS. What did I have it in? I had it in a Chevelle. I had it in a 70 Chevelle. It came with a 396, and I pulled the 396 out because the heads were trash. So I could have it built um, by Keith Black in Oklahoma was going to build it for me, and I decided to put a crate LS in it, and that thing was awesome. Now I did have to put all new suspension. I mean, I had to put four disc, I had already done the Brembo setup on it, but man, that was a fun car. But it handled, I mean, with that power, it was just all over the place. So I had to redo the whole suspension on it and put updated suspension in it. But yeah, it was a freaking great car. Oh yeah, I mean, you can put LS motors in all kinds of shit. I mean, they've put them in Porsche 911s. I've seen them in RX-7s. I mean, I have seen people literally like, I mean, tub shit, cut shit, and cram them in all kinds of cars. And I mean, but honestly, for the budget, if you're looking at tricking something out, the LS engine is the way to go. I mean, it really is. But the last one I bought, it was a crate motor. I got it out of Lubbock from a customer of mine. You know, they deal in race engines. They're crate motors from Chevrolet. That engine was, now this was back in the day, but that thing was like $9,800. Now that same exact engine is $16,000. Same freaking engine. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna say, Jay, don't even get me started on that. Yeah, don't even get me started on that. That's a shit show. 454 in a Chevette. Yep. 426 Hemi. Yeah, I had a 526, or was it a 528? It was a 528. I had ran it in a 70 Cuda, and that was a quarter mile car, and I had gotten it from the same crate motor builder because they deal in Chevrolet and Mopar, and that was an expensive ass engine. It was $19,000 long block. Oh, Big J, what is the highest power optic you have on a rifle? What caliber? What's the farthest you've shot it to? I have a AMG. It's a Vortex AMG. I forget, what is it? A 40, 4 by, what is it? A 4 by 52. If you look up Vortex AMG, you'll be able to see what it is. The farthest, and it's on a 308. The farthest I have personally shot that gun was 625 yards. I shot it at the range is closed now. Oh, what the hell was the name of that range? It was out past McKinney, Texas, but they closed that range. But it's an AMG Vortex AMG. It's a very nice scope. But I have that on my 308 Lancer, my L30, or it's an L30 heavy metal Lancer. Great rifle, great scope. Love the scope. But that is the highest power that I have. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the numbers on it. Oh, yeah, definitely. You ever had tires on your car lose air and you can't figure out why? Yeah. What you got to do is dip them and he's exactly right. Unit 4 bead leaks. Yep, that's super common, or valve stem leaks, depending on the rims. But yeah, I've had to dip them in tire, what we call them tire baths, where you dip the whole tire and rim assembly in there. You pump them up to about 60 psi, dip them in there, and it'll bubble like hell. But bead leaks are common, especially if you're racing with slicks. That's super common because the wheel will grab so hard that it'll spin off the rim. It'll spin the bead. That's super common. So you got to use all the bead glue and all that bullshit. Thoughts on the Walther P22Q? I have not had good luck. I used to have one back in the day, the Walther P22. I didn't have good luck with it. It fouled out really quickly, and so I got rid of it. And then I bought the M&P 22 full size, and I had problems with it. And I'm like, what the shit? Well, then anyway, I found out Walther made the damn thing for Smith & Wesson. And so I got rid of it. And then I bought and I still own it, the Smith & Wesson Compact 22, and it's freaking money because Smith & Wesson made it. I just haven't had good luck with the Walther 22s personally. So I got rid of that thing a long time ago. Pistol Pete says my Chevette has the old school tire pressure monitors where some will say, dude, your tire looks flat. Yeah. Those freaking tire monitors, man, they can be good and they can be a problem. Let's see here. Thinking about the SA Operator or Ronin in 9mm 5-inch with the AOS optic. I mean, not saying there's anything wrong with it. You know, I mean, they make good 1911s. I would definitely buy it, and I'm not a Springfield Armory fan. I mean, hardcore, but I would buy a Springfield Armory before I'd buy a Sig 1911. I mean, I think I think Dan Wesson is a great price point for a very reputable 1911, if that's what you're looking at. But you know, they're not cheap. But I've had a few of them in the past, never had a problem with them. But I had problems with Sig 1911s. Trigger Bar said that's just hurtful. What's hurtful? That I hate Sig? I mean, I'll admit it. I'm not I'll stand by my words. Trust me. If they pulled up my service history on my freaking SIGs, man, I should see if they would print that off for me, and I would show it to you. I would not be afraid. I bet they wouldn't print it off. I bet they would not. Because I guarantee you, the second I call in and give them my telephone number and email, they pull up my shit and they see the problems I've had with their freaking guns. So, yeah, I am not a SIG fan at all. And people who have SIG, I'm not saying the current SIGs. If that's what you like, that's cool. I'm not here to hurt feelings. I can only tell you by my experience, and I'm not lying. I had a 1911 Nightmare and had issues, so one bye-bye, yeah. Len Holt says, okay, SIG sucks, yeah. I know. I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry, everyone. Also, did not know if y'all saw the new Cloud Defense. Man, I've been waiting for this thing forever because I'm kind of excited about it. You know, I've got Cloud Defense rifle lights, and I really love them. They're freaking great lights. I've got the Rain, what is it, the 2.0. I had really good luck with them. I love them. They're super bright, run great, and I've been waiting for their pistol optic for like years and years and years. Well, anyway, now they have it coming out. It's the EPL. They've been doing sneaks on it. I'm signed up for their deal, so or whenever they release it, I'm supposed to get first pop at it. I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't even know what the lumens and the candela is as of yet, but it is supposed to have the Surefire X300 type footprint. They released a video today showing it with the switches, and I'm like, oh shit, those switches look legit. And the form factor, and I'm like, I like that. Now it is a bigger, the duty version. They don't have a micro version yet, but and they're saying the micro will be out before SHOT Show. But I'm really, you know, really kind of liking the light from what I'm seeing so far. I just don't know the candela. I don't know the lumens, and they're kind of doing videos, releasing them as they want to. But I think this could be a really cool option, for something other than the X300. Nothing wrong with it. I love my X300s. I've got 3 of them. But I'm really interested in this Cloud Defense EPL. So I'm excited to see what it might offer over the X300, even the X300 Turbo. I want to see if they're cranking out the candelas and the lumens, or probably not the lumens. It could have like 650 lumens, but it could freaking have 90,000 candela or something crazy. So I'm kind of excited about seeing that. I've sent that out to a couple of guys. So we'll see, I guess, as they produce more videos. But I am excited about it. Except for that one that shot when I shook it. My SIGs are great. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not hating on anybody. If you like your SIGs, you like your SIGs. Their metal guns back in the day were, like the 226, 229. I mean, those are legit guns. Matter of fact, when I was at Impact Machine, they freaking had, and I can't believe I saw this, they had a SIG 226, the actual German, like the OG. They had one that they were doing, and I was like, holy shit. And he was showing it to me. It was in pieces because they were going to mill it and do some stuff to it. And I was like, wow, this is the real, like SIG German one. And I was pretty impressed with it, and a customer had sent it in to have it done. And you can't buy those guns anymore. I think he was the original owner on it. You can buy them used occasionally, but they want a fortune for them. But anyway. Yes, I did see that. Oh, by the way, Jacob Gray has released a third model called the Hex. Different paint and grip, ported barrel. Yeah, I saw that. That looks pretty good. And they've also discounted their original Gen 1 version to like $2,000 or something. I mean, you can get a really great price on them if that's something you want. Keith Kent said, bought a slightly damaged Pontiac Soltis, my winter project. Laugh out loud, I'm going to drop an LS1 in it. Got the idea from Mallet in Michigan. It has a stock turbo now, not bad. No 6 for this guy either. Yeah, I remember the Soltis. I had to remember those. Those are kind of like the little tricked out, like little Miata kind of looking cars. Those were kind of cool. I remember those. Hell, I remember the Pontiac Fieros. Now they had fire issues. Those damn things would catch on fire left and right, the Pontiac Fieros. But when the Pontiac Fiero GT came out, a buddy of mine had one. That thing was pretty quick for a little car. But yeah, they're freaking fire starters. They had a recall on them. The engine wiring harness would melt and catch the engine on fire. But it is getting close to 8 o'clock. And again, if anybody wants to know, I'm drinking Bullet Bourbon. And yes, that is the Tanfo Stock 2 back there. Loving that gun. Impact Machine milled it. It's fantastic. Can't say enough about that gun. It is completely revitalized that gun from an iron sight gun. And it was a great gun before. Shoots fantastic. I'm really actually liking the 507 Competition. That's what's on it. That's my first Holosun 507 Competition with the big window. Actually really liking that dot so far. It's got a lot of different, optic or reticles you can choose. I'm just shooting the dot, the regular, 2 MOA dot. But I haven't I only shot it with the 2 MOA dot, but you've got a lot of different reticles to choose from. But I do want to go through and kind of play around with some of the other reticles, see if I like it, like those reticles. But so far, I really like the dot. Um, it seems like a really good dot so far. So I'm pretty impressed with it. The Pacer, yeah, I remember the Pacer. The Gremlin, hell yeah, I remember all those. Yeah, I don't know where KS is. I haven't talked to him in a little while. I haven't talked to him or 1776 in a little bit. I probably need to call them, see how they're doing. I mean, I know they're busy. I've been busy, but yeah, I haven't talked to KS in a while. Yeah, Thero's pretty damn tight. I have sat in one before and I was not comfortable. They are definitely a tight car. Yeah, Firo it was a crazy car. Thumbs up, everyone. Heck yeah, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. Oh, and if you didn't see, earlier I showed it. This is the ball sack ornament. Triple C sent me, Channel Cat Chaser. So it's a little ball sack. We have 3 Christmas trees in our house in different rooms. And I was going to play, I was joking with my wife. I showed it to her. And I was like, before I showed it to you, I was actually going to play hide the ball sack on one of the Christmas trees and let her try to find it because she's a designer. So that's what she does. She owns her own business. And the trees are all tricked out and everything. She puts her touch on the house, thank God. Um, I'm not the home decorator person. But anyway, I was going to play hide the ball sack on one of the Christmas trees and see if she would find it or if she could find it. And then, when she was taking all the ornaments off the trees, then she would find the ball sack. But she didn't like that idea. But I think it's pretty damn funny. He sent it to me for Christmas, and I thought it was hilarious. He was like, it was funny because he was like, I don't want to offend you. And I was like, seriously, you think you're going to offend me? And I was like, no, you're not going to offend me. I found out quite by accident CNH is about 15 minutes from the house. Thinking again about an optic cut with them. Yeah, I would. Well, their plates. I mean, I can only talk from a sample of one. I'm not impressed with their plate, but I know other buddies who have their plates and are not aesthetic. So I would not. Just my opinion. I mean, I can only go by the people that I've actually personally dealt with, and I highly recommend Impact Machine. And I don't get paid by them. They're not paying me to say any of this, but I recommend people that I have personally used, and I've used a lot of people, and they are probably one of the best. So just saying that out loud. Oh, they sell the balls where you can eat them too. I haven't seen that. That's pretty funny. Chocolate? Okay. Maybe I'll buy some of those as gag gifts because we've got, give them to family and stuff. They'll probably get a kick out of that. Hey, Big J, had any experience with AK-47s? Yes, I used to own 3 AK-47s. I had a Saiga, I had a Romanian, and I had a Bulgarian. I think that's what it was. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad. They were cool guns, and I love 7.62 by 39. Don't get me wrong. It's very comparable to a 300 Blackout, but with 300 Blackout, you have more choices. But I just kind of looked at it and I'm like, I don't have any reason to have 7.62 by 39 anymore, honestly, since I love 300 Blackout so much, because you have a wider range, 90 or what is it, 110 grain all the way to freaking 240 grain. Well, you can't get that with a 7.62 by 39. So I did get rid of my AKs. I just didn't shoot them that much. And the thing that I hate about them, I'm just going to be honest with you, I have really long arms, and the hand guards are really short. So I was like way up on them, and I like to be able to really stretch out and get the C clamp on it. And I couldn't do that with a lot of AK-47s unless they have like a full rail on them. So they're just not built very much for me, but they'll run. I mean, they're great guns. I'm not discrediting them, but I'm just not an AK guy. I'm an AR guy. So I did get rid of mine. I even got rid of the Sega. I wish I wouldn't have, but I got a ton of money for that thing. Because it was very rare. I kept it in the stock formation, which was the rifle, formation or the rifle setup version, and so it was legal in 50 states. So I'm glad I kept it that way because when all that stuff fell out and the bottom fell out, and people were buying guns left and right, I sold that and made a ton of money. So I'm really glad I got rid of it, honestly, because I just didn't shoot it. So, hello, AR Patriot. How are you, sir? Trigger Bar saying just got a muzzle device mounted on the new Sig as tribute to Big J. Love for them. Yeah, there you go, buddy. I appreciate you. Glad you enjoy it. Pistol Pete saying Trigger Bar, you need to mount an O-light on it. Like Archok, in Texas, we can sell to individual private people. When I sell them to individuals, I do ask for their CHL. I take a picture of it, and then I come home and print it. I do a bill of sale. So I know I'm not selling to a felon, so to say. I try to protect myself so it can leave my person going to another person. And I do trade in a lot of them. I've traded in some guns at Texas Gun Experience. Not saying you're going to get, the true monster value of it, but I know they need to make some money, and I want to move some guns, so I have done that in the past. But I have sold to individuals as well. But I do kind of do my own checks on them. I don't just sell them willy nilly to people. I do not do that. So that's kind of what I do. I have not tried Barnes. I have not tried Doc Holiday or Wyatt Earp Bourbon. I have not tried that. Maybe I'll try that out. Try that out. Yeah, I went to the liquor store to get some more Buffalo Trace, but of course it's very difficult to get here in my area, and I needed some bullet bourbon, so I bought a big, one of the real big bullet bourbons, so I would have that because I do like that a lot as well. Let's see here. Armsman is saying they look interesting. I'm a whole sun man, like EPS and EPS carry. I'm really liking those as well. I am. So, and yep, Armsman, as we were talking about that today, I was talking to the Armsman. I am liking the EPS as well. I've got 2 of them now, and I really do like them. So they're doing me right. And as far as an enclosed optic for a small footprint, they're really hard to beat. I don't have the full size EPS personally. I only have 2 of the carries, but so far I'm really liking them. So if you want an enclosed optic, so far with my experience, which is very limited, I know people have had them longer than me, but so far so good on the EPS carries. If it's cut flat, you could put it on there. Yeah, it'll fit. It would fit. Because when they cut it, they're going to mill it flat. Or if you have a plate, the plate's going to be flat, so it would work. If you're needing a smaller dot. But anyway, it's 8:07. We will go ahead and shut this down. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that after the chat, please leave it. I would love to hear your comments, and I'll definitely reply back to them as quickly as possible. Since y'all are on the chat, we will take this last big swig. Good stuff. So, like I said, I definitely like Bullet, and I like Buffalo Trace. That's kind of my go-tos. So, but we finish that off. I will also be on the Turkey's Opinion. So I will be on his chat here in a little bit. I think it comes on in an hour. So if y'all want to tune into that, I'll be over there. We're going to be talking about gun channels that we like. I might even throw some gun channels in there that I don't like. I don't know if we're going to get into that, but, we'll go over there and see what he's got going on. Sorry, it looks like it's delayed a couple of times in this chat. I don't know. I guess StreamYard's having a hard time keeping up. But, if I don't talk to y'all over the weekend, definitely have a safe weekend. And as we're saying now, if you haven't spoken to one of your loved ones in a while, or friends or family, definitely reach out to them. Let them know you're there if they need to talk or anything like that. People seem to drop like flies, so we want to definitely keep up with them and make sure they're okay. And if they need anything, if y'all are ever feeling a weird way or something, need somebody to talk to, reach out to me. Y'all can find my email. I've reached out, or several of y'all have reached out to me, and if I can help, I'm here to help. Print it. If you're still on the chat, get with me next week, and I will get you that box of goodies, and you and your buddies can go through it and see what y'all want. So, and if not, I don't want it back. You can just find a home for it with someone else. So, anyway, we'll spread the love out to other people. Um, Fake laughs or my unsubscribe button. Oh yeah, there's a lot of those people out there. Yeah, I'm not much into that as well. So I hear you there. But no, I don't fake laugh. So anyway, but I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we are getting close to Christmas. So love one another. You know, have them all carry. Of course, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation, so we definitely want to carry on. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful night. Be safe out there and love one another. Take care, everyone.